Hey, Dark Light, I see you there, and David from the Zealots Den, I see you there, and maybe I could at least introduce you to if you don't know each other, because what's going on is Dark Light is doing like a theology thing, and he likes to have people that have different views, including atheists, but also Catholic, Jewish. You know, he tries to bring them all in. Let me add him to the stage. Hey there. How you doing?
Pretty good. How's my audio? My audio's been fucking up on me lately.
No, sounds pretty good. Louder than usual.
Okay, cool.
Did you get a mic?
No. Just sometimes it's better than others. I don't know what's up with it. I got to get me a mic before I can do my next podcast.
You are breaking in and out. It's loud and clear, but there's a break. Kind of almost like there would be static, something like that.
Kind of choppy.
Yeah. You sound strong, but it breaks in and out.
I mean, I had two Christians on. What was it? Like 2 weeks ago or something. I was wanting to come on for that one.
The Wolf Den. I've talked to the Wolf Den. I don't know if anyone else here has spoke with him, but I've talked to him. He's a Christian guy.
Is that the same one you had on a couple weeks ago?
I was on his channel.
Okay.
Right. I was on his channel, and we were talking about, theology and different things.
Yeah. Yeah, I still need to secure some biblical Christians before I will schedule my next episode of my podcast. I just really want to have the Christians on there. I know the Muslims are going to be the last ones at the table, so I'm not holding my breath on the Muslims. But I'd really like... I got one... Like I told you, I got Godless Engineer. He's agreed to come on. I got to work around his schedule a little bit because he's really busy with all the shows.
Yeah. Godless Engineer, to me, he's a big shot. If you get him on, is wonderful. Yeah. I mean, I've watched him for years.
No, absolutely. Yeah, I've been one too. So I was actually surprised that he was so quick to agree to come on.
There's a Tangelo in the chat room.
Okay, well, cool. I want to address Tangelo directly because I've been trying to get him to come on also. I was talking to him on Facebook, trying to get him to come on my podcast.
Yeah, I just see him in the chat room.
Yeah, you had him on like a week ago or something, and that's when I really wanted to get him on my podcast after I saw him on your show.
Yeah. It's. I found out Tangelo is a pretty controversial figure. I think he's awesome. I like Tangelo.
Let me tell you my experience with Tangelo because I used to hang out in the daily Atheist morning chat. Chris Mallard just broke up with me since then, but Tangelo came in today, and man, he didn't get too far before people started jumping his shit and blocking him. I was like, damn, he didn't even say nothing bad, They just started jumping his shit and blocking him. God damn, people chill.
Yeah, I've had people, Tangelo, I know you're listening, so I never would say anything, behind your back because I think you're a cool guy, but I have been hearing from people that you're a controversial person.
Well, that's why I thought
it doesn't mean anything to me.
I thought he'd be great for my podcast over that. I'm like, definitely this guy will want to come on because I'm all about trying to settle in some controversy on my podcast.
Yeah. I think Tangelo goes way back. I think people are telling me they've seen him for years. So
that's what I heard also. The legend continues.
Have Have they told you that I publicly apologized? No, I don't even know what you did. I just know that for whatever reason you seem to be controversial. I don't even know what you did.
I just know most of the atheists don't like him, is all I know.
Yeah, and that would make some sense because, there's that conflict. But I try to run my thing differently. I mean, I don't have a problem with any human being unless they're bad to me,
Yeah, trying to hurt you.
But I'm outspoken in what I think, and obviously I don't, I'm an atheist, so I could be controversial to a lot of people too.
Yeah.
But I don't hold anything against a person unless they do something to harm me directly,
Well, if you have a strong opinion and if you have a backbone, you're going to be controversial to someone, and it's usually the people who don't have a backbone that really have a problem with those who have a backbone.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not easily insulted, so that's just not something that you'd have to. In order to be on my bad list, you kind of have to threaten me and be really, really obnoxious, because I'm not really one to be concerned about you disagreeing with me or that sort of thing. Yeah, Tangela, one day you got to tell me what you did, if anything, that you had to apologize for. Because I don't know if you did anything really bad. Maybe you just said something someone didn't like. I don't know.
I need to fucking lay down, bro. Fuck. I'm trying to cover my face. Yeah, I don't have electric. I haven't had electric in 8 years, so I just got a bullshit flashlight on me just so y'all can see me a little bit. So I know my lighting ain't perfect.
Yeah, you really need to tech up a little bit.
Oh, no, absolutely. It's just I'm 4 months on bills and shit, I got to make sure I'm not homeless first. But yeah, believe me, as soon as I get caught up on bills, I'm gonna get me a laptop. I'm gonna be getting the tech I need.
What do you use? Your phone now?
Yeah, well, that's all I've been using is the phone, a retarded ass smartphone.
Yeah, I mean that's what I was doing too. I graduated to a laptop with a microphone.
Yeah. No, I can't wait to be able to go out and get one, but it's first things first, and that's not. I got to make sure to keep my property first.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Yeah, I got a crystal cave under me big enough to fit a small town in, so I really don't want to lose this property.
Yeah. I never asked you what state you live in.
I'm in Arkansas. I'm in the Ozarks of it. I'm about an hour south of the Missouri border, so I'm in northern Arkansas.
Yeah, I'm close to Florida.
Yeah, from Florida.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not from Florida, but I live in Florida. So.
Oh, you're there right now, or you live there?
Yeah, no, I live in Florida.
Oh, okay.
I don't consider myself a Floridian because, most of Florida, I moved here,
Oh, no. Well, there's a lot of people in Florida from all up and down the East Coast. People just move right down Florida. Yeah. It's hot as fuck down in Florida, and it's hot as fuck down there, too.
Yeah. Yeah,
the party tape.
What's that?
Motherfucker had a party in Florida, dude.
I guess it depends where you go, but
hey, you ain't too far from a party. I'll tell you that.
Well, I live an hour and a half from Miami, so Miami's definitely a party place for sure.
Yeah. North and south, because I used to live in Homestead when I was a kid, right south of Miami.
I live north, about an hour and a half north.
Okay, so what are you on the East Coast or West Coast or Central?
No, I'm on the coast. I'm by let's see, Fort Pierce.
Okay.
I don't know if you know where that is.
No, I've heard of it. There's so many.
I live in
There's so many cities in Florida.
I live in a town called Port St. Lucie. It's near Fort
No, I've
Pierce.
heard of that one. Yeah, I've heard of that.
It's near Jupiter, you know. So, but it's a like nice, suburban area, not city, nothing like a city.
So I have a biblical Jew. He's very studied, but he's only going to come if I can get some biblical Christians on. So I've been really trying to get biblical Christians on, so I get my Jew on. I'm just trying to have a full table. I'm trying to get all the different perspectives together to talk about shit. Because like atheists will talk to atheists. Everyone talks to people in their own lane, but no one wants to talk to people that think differently than them. So I'm trying to facilitate that.
Well, I'm with you on that. I mean, I think it's important to talk to people that aren't in your different, in your specific.
Yeah, very important. Yeah.
Well, I look at it as we're all human beings, and
yeah.
I don't want everyone to think like I do. I do want is everyone to have peace of mind. I'd like that.
Well, the more we talk about these things, the less people will die over them. These controversial subjects. The more they get talked about, and the more different perspectives we have together to talk about them, the more everyone will see that, hey, we're all just people. We're not as different as we thought. Is what I'm hoping.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of what I hope is to be able to.
See, my audio is fucking up bad on me when I go on lives. That's part of why I can't do a live until I get a good microphone or something. No, I bought a cheap one already. It was some like earphones and a microphone on it, but that was all staticky and scratchy too.
Some people say I'm a dreamer, but I wish I wish we had a country where people who have different beliefs can come together for the good of all, And,
yeah, absolutely.
That would be something I would love to see. I'm never afraid to be outspoken. I'm going to say what I think, but I don't want.
Yeah.
I don't want my thoughts to be the only ones out there.
Yeah.
That's actually one of my criticisms of religion. That's like a criticism I have. I don't,
Yeah.
I mean, it's okay to have your beliefs, but it's kind of not okay to say your beliefs are the only ones that matter,
Yeah. Trying to say your perception is the only valid perception is ridiculous.
Yeah, it gets very divisive and very dangerous.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, wars have been fought over such things,
Hey, it's going on right now. People still getting killed in the Middle East right now over it. And my message to the Middle East: quit killing each other, motherfuckers. We're all brothers. Ceasefire.
Yeah, there was. I don't know if you're aware. In the past, the Catholics and the Protestants in Ireland and England, and they were fighting for decades. Like, and yeah, I mean, they have a little difference of opinion on theology, but they still believe in the same God and everything,
Yeah, it's ridiculous, ain't it?
No reason for them to be killing each other,
Well, that's the thing. That's where the political motivations come into it.
Yeah. That Lost Explorers Guild. Yeah, that's where I'm coming from. I don't mind people having Christian beliefs. I do take offense when they push it on society and make it where, you kind of feel like you have to believe what they believe. That to me is limiting freedom, and I'm all for the freedom. freedom
Absolutely.
to believe what you want. And if you don't want to believe in a God, for crying out loud, don't believe in a God. It's okay. Yeah.
Well, society tends to do that regardless if it's religion. Because I've noticed the same thing happening in atheistic circles also. They don't have religion, but they still have these societal capitulations that they project and expect on others, And I don't capitulate to shit. I do me. I'm not going to submit or capitulate to Christians, to atheists, to Jews, to Muslims, to anyone,
Yeah. In some ways, I think I'm anti-authoritarianism,
Yeah, absolutely.
Lou's so fucking cool, man.
I kind of think to be free, you have to think for yourself. And that goes along with you just can't have, an authority that tells you everything. That just seems to be like a very good way not to be happy. I like to be happy,
Well, the way I see it is we are all God, and the only way to control other gods is to influence what they think, what they believe, and ultimately what they do. And that's what we see. That's like the main thing behind religion is controlling what people think, what they believe, and ultimately controlling what they do. Because action is the only.
Holy fuck. Damn, Lou. You should have stopped me right there, Lou. That audio is horrible. Fuck.
thing that matters in life.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I go back when I was a kid,
What I was trying to say right there was, ultimately, that's what the elites, the government, those in power, quotes, is trying to do is they have to convince the other co-creators, the other gods, which is us, to use their systems, okay? And that is the only power that their systems have, is the power that we the people give them.
I had friends that believed different things, and we were able to get along. So it wasn't, like if I had a friend that was of a totally different religion than I was, and I had friends like that, we still were able to get along. And
yeah, absolutely.
Sometimes the parents would want to step in and say, no, you can't be friends with that kid,
Yeah.
Which is wrong, I mean, if kids can get along, let them get along,
Yeah, because that's enforcing segregation in one way or another. When the parents try to do that, don't hang out with this kid, don't hang out with that kid. Although that is the right of the parent, the parent's definitely trying to look for the kid, but I can see it from both ways. And I think that's the unique thing about me is I try to see, that's why I'm trying to get the Theology Council going, because for me, I just like exploring perspectives. I like exploring perception, because the more broad perspectives that you can conceive of is the more true that you will perceive the world. It's just my basic belief of it. So that's my biggest. I've always wanted to do interviews. Like my very first live was on channel a month ago or whatever, a little over.
Holy fuck. Niggas trying to say my very first live was on your channel, Brooklyn Lou. That was my very first live about a month ago. And since then I started hitting lives on Witch Doctor, on Coach Renz, on Truth Verse Authority over there with Roderick Martin. There's videos of me on all their channels, on some of their lives, which I have most of them on here, but I think there's a couple I still need to get.
And that kind of gave me the bug, and I started doing a couple more lives, and I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna make my own podcast. Let's go.
Yeah, there's do you know Scott from The Discussion?
Is that a channel?
Yeah, I think his channel, I think, is called The Discussion, I think.
No, I haven't checked out that channel yet. I'll check out that.
Yeah, try to check him out. He's a really cool guy. And he likes to talk about different theology and different views of God.
Yeah.
It seems like he comes at it from an atheistic perspective.
Yeah.
But definitely goes into the different aspects of it, you know. Philosophy and psychology, and you know, I kind of like the way they intertwine. You know, psychology and theology and belief systems, and
well, it's all perception. You know, it's all perception, and it's all in the mind. I like what you were saying earlier about how the only God that you could possibly conceive of acknowledging is, you know, a God of perception, because that's the only place that you see that God actually existing is in people's minds, and I like that observation.
yeah, I mean that's just really what I've observed. I mean, you know, so I sometimes, it's funny, I said that once, and atheists got mad at me. You know? But they didn't understand. I don't think they understand what I meant. You know, I didn't mean that I believe in the, you know, in a God. That's not what I was saying. I was saying,
Yeah.
If we have a perception of a God, you know, that's what I believe. That you could have. You know. You know.
Yeah, I can see how. Well, atheists are a very touchy bunch, so I can definitely see how, you know, they would have got mad over that, because a lot of times, a lot of them will find a lot of stuff to get bent out of shape over pretty quick. You know?
Yeah,
that's you're a chill atheist. Not all atheists are as chill as you.
It's like I had to say over and over, I don't believe in a God.
Yeah.
The way you're thinking of a God, you know.
Yeah.
But I do believe people conceptualize gods, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know that I could see the difference, but
yeah.
Apparently, some people, if you just say God, they you know, whoa.
Oh, it's bad touch. Yeah, bad touch for them. There's certain words that are a bad touch for atheists. Creation. Don't like the word creation.
Yeah.
See, me, I'm an Abrahamic true monotheist, for those that don't know me, and see, I don't think there was like a creation. I don't believe in the creation story. I think existence always was. I think it is an infinite regress of reality. You know?
Niggas try to say infinite regress of reality.
And one major things that lead me to that is energy is not created or destroyed. You know, that is a scientific principle. You know, energy is not created or destroyed. So I don't think reality was actually created, you know, like how what the Christians say at all.
Well,
I got a very different theology.
Yeah, you got your own theology. I think about some of the things you say, and I think some of what you say could be considered like a pantheism, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to. I've heard that before too.
Pantheistic feel in there. You
yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Which is totally different from the monotheism and all that. You know?
Yeah. True. Non-Abrahamic true monotheist. That's really not specific enough. You know, that's just the most specific thing that can come up with so far. But I'm definitely working on something a little bit more specific. That doesn't quite really feel specific enough for me. I'm kind of leaning towards just making my own up and calling it omnitheism, which is I just believe that divinity is equally saturated all throughout creation. For right now, I'll just roll with monotheist.
You know, I've heard of that before. I just don't know the label people put on it. Because I've heard people express it.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
Yeah.
And I would be more likely to buy into that personally. But I'm just more stone cold than you, you know? I mean, I don't believe in anything like that. Anything. Like, you know, I believe in things, but nothing having to do with the spirits and energies, and So
Well, see, the way I do. You might like the way I describe the spirit world, though. I describe the spirit world as just all the energies that are beyond our perception. And if you look at that from a scientific point of view, that's a very valid perception, because we are surrounded by energies all around us that we can't see. Pretty much the light spectrum is the only energy we really can see, and all the other spectrums we can't even see those. So that is what I define the spirit world as, is just all the energies that we can't perceive right off the bat.
But does that play a role in your everyday life? That'd be a question I have for you. Like, I like to ask that of anyone who has any belief. Like, how does it play a role in your everyday life, as you go about your business and stuff,
No, I would say not a perceptible role. That they're imperceptible energies, so they would have an imperceptible role, I would say.
Which is very similar.
I'm talking about the actual scientifically verified energy, though, not just like woo made up energies. I'm talking about the actual scientifically verified energies.
But like, when you go through your life, whatever you do for work or, just everyday life, are you contemplating or asking for the advice of this energy, or are you just doing your life?
Well, I have a weird perception, see, because I think we are all God, essentially. So people are like, do you talk to God? I'm like, yeah, I talk to God. I talk to myself all day long,
Yeah, I mean, and again, that's okay with me. I don't know why you need even to have that concept of a God. It's like, that's the part where, to me, you're very close to an atheist. You're close, but you're not there.
Yeah. I like my imaginary friends. If I didn't have imaginary friends, I wouldn't have no damn friends.
But you see, that's that whole, but the difference, right?
Yeah.
Because that's, to me, once you're into the imaginary thing, or, creative mind science type of thing, all right, I don't see any problem with that. It's just that I do think you have to distinguish the difference, because if you don't, it's like you're borderline going into mental illness, If you can't, understand like what is, let's say, real versus what is imaginary or part of your creative process,
Well, I think that our imagination is real, though, because kind of going back to what you were saying, like the God of concepts and constructs, that is real to it, because the magic is in the mind. I don't believe in external magic. It's all internal. It's all perceptual magic.
But isn't that? See, I study the mind a lot, and I'm into the mind, but I consider that all within like the field of psychology, not theology, right? Psychology, versus theology.
Well, psychology is the field, but it's also, it's just a perception. It's a theory. People like to bring up psychology and be like, oh, well, this is this and that's it. There's nothing else. But psychology is it's like a working theory in progress, and I definitely isn't figured all the way. There's a lot of holes left that to be filled at the psychology realm.
Niggas trying to say psychology can't explain everything. I apologize for the bad audio.
Definitely, psychology is a kind of relatively new field to begin with. I mean, it certainly has a long way to go, but I do think it's a much better be than religion, you know, because you're studying things that are reality based.
And I would like to promote my movement, which is Alliance of Defiance. So that is pretty much anyone who follows Abraham have heard. Pretty much the followers of Abraham. Anyone who doesn't submit to their theology needs to die.
Nigga Nasty trying to say the Alliance of Defiance is proposed as a counterbalance measure to the aggression and the tyranny of Abrahamic theology. And all Abrahamic theology declares that it is at war with the world. And then when the world defends itself from the followers of Abraham who are attacking it, the followers of Abraham then like to say, "Why are you attacking me?" No, sir, we are not attacking you. We are defending ourselves from you. And will you all please disavow the verses that you stand on in your Bibles which call for you to harm your fellow man? Will you disavow those verses, or will you defend those verses? And if you are here to defend those verses, I'm fucking here for it. Let's go.
Essentially, and it's in their scriptures, you know. So,
To be clear, I am here to oppose those scriptures. I am. That is exactly why I am here. There's good things in the Bible, but there's a lot of bad stuff too. Let us take the bad stuff out.
So it's pretty much them saying it's us versus the world. So I'm just trying to get the rest of the world to say whether as a unified front and be like, quit fucking around, followers of Abraham. I see you selling me out there, followers of Abraham. I see you selling me out, and I don't fucking appreciate it. And once the followers of Abraham realize, oh shit, the world will actually unite against us, you know, if we keep trying to attack them. And that's essentially providing a...
Holy shit, the audio got so bad. I pretty much explained it anyway, y'all. And I can't have this video be too long or else it'll take forever to load. So we'll just call it good right there. Yeah, my audio is fucking up. Apologies. So if you rolled with me this far, appreciate you sticking around. I am the brightest night. I am the darkest light. And I am ascending, as are we all. Step into Dane's world. The dark light is upon you. Stay sexy, motherfuckers.